Hi everybody. So today I'm going to do a review of the NIV Quest Study Bible. So this one is the only question and answer style study Bible. The way they've got their notes, we can see the big question mark on the back. So it comes in a very nice clamshell box. I'm going to hold this right there so you can read that top section there. And what's pretty neat on this one is when they started doing the Quest Study Bible years ago, they did these different focus groups around the United States. And more than 1,000 people received passages of Scripture and were asked, what questions do you have about this portion of the Bible? And all of the responses they got back helped them to determine what kinds of questions that these notes in this Bible would help answer. So I think that is actually really neat. Here are the features, which will include over 7,000 notes arranged in a question and answer format, nearly 350 articles, book introductions that answer questions about each book, such as who wrote it, why, what should I look for. There's also an article index and a subject index. It's got a single column layout, over 150 charts, timelines, and maps. It's got a nice reading plan with 3 different tracks to follow, so I think that's really cool. It's got a full concordance, also with the dictionary, 16 pages of full color maps. This one does have the NIV Comfort Print in a 9.9 font size. So we've got the black leathersoft, gives us an example of the font. There's the ISBN number. This one does retail for $74.99. You can find it for less online, and as always there will be a link in the description box. So this one's 9 5/8 inches tall, 6.5 inches wide, and it's about 1.5 inches thick. So not super heavy or anything, not too thick. Definitely one you could pack around with you. So we've got the silver gilding on there. And one thing that we'll see on the inside is it almost has like an art gilding effect, the way that the pages are done on here. You can kind of see the line right there. So when it is open, it actually looks really cool. This leather soft has a really nice grain pattern on there. It is perimeter stitched all the way around that perimeter. Then we've got this nice design on the front with the cross. So that's actually really neat looking. On the spine, we're going to have our little lines on there plus some dry stamping. So we've got NIV Quest Study Bible, NIV, and Zondervan. Then we've also got a little cross on the back. But really a nice feeling leather soft. It's got a great feel to it. On the inside, we're going to have a paper paste down liner. We can see we've got that same cross design as on the cover. We'll have a presentation page. Then we get into our title pages. The Quest Study Bible has been a very popular one over the years. This one is going to be the 2011 version of the text. So we'll have all of our contents, the alphabetical order, all the abbreviations, an introduction to this particular study Bible. So you always want to read these front pages. So it's going to give you some of the features. So it'll go over like the side column notes, the articles, the reading plans, and help you to understand all of that. Got the acknowledgments, all the contributors, the reading plan. So these reading plans, these are actually really neat. So I'm going to get you closer so you can see this course 1. So that one's going to be a 2-week reading plan. So that's just going to basically be a survey of basic biblical information. So that is pretty neat. Then on our next reading plan, so again, this one's got 3. So this one's going to be a guided tour of the Bible, and it's going to be 180 days. So this one is designed to help you understand the underlying story of the Bible. So you could pause and read that if you would like to. And then you've got all of your little days to check off. Then on our 3rd reading plan, this one is titled Every Word in the Bible. So this one is a 3-year reading plan to be able to read the entire Bible in that 3-year time frame. So a lot of people find it difficult to read the entire Bible like in a year, especially the very first time. So they might really like the different options for reading plans in this one. So we will have an overview of the Bible to start with. Goes over all the different books, how they're broken down as far as poetical books, prophetic. So these pages are going to be very helpful, especially to new people. will have a preface to the NIV, but then we've also right here in the gutter, we've got all the stitching, so nice sewn binding. So we'll have our preface, and then we get into the Old Testament. So we're going to get into our book introduction for Genesis, so it'll go over why read this book, who wrote it, what period of history does it cover, why was it written, to whom it was written, and then what to look for. Then along the bottom we've got a little timeline on when these events took place. And then we get into the Bible itself. I really like the colors that they chose in this one. So I'll get you a close-up of this map. So I think that looks really nice with like the blues and the grays. So I really like the look of that. And then on our scripture, it's going to be a single column format, and I like that it's not too wide of a column, so that I really like. We'll have our two-tone, so we've got the book, our subheadings, and our chapter numbers in that nice shade of blue. And then in our side columns, we'll have all the different questions in blue. And then along the bottom, we'll have our different articles. So I really like the layout and the way that they've designed this Bible, because there's tons of questions. And the questions in here, I think the questions are great. In fact, I'm a big fan of the Quest Study Bible. In fact, I'll show you some older versions. So it's really neat, and it gives you different illustrations, and it's going to be in the areas where it pertains to in the text. So where they're talking about the different items, like right here, we've got the lampstand, and then we can see an artist's representation of that. One thing that I like about the blue on the page edges is we can see that that kind of gives us a nice art gilding effect. So I think that looks really neat. So I like the colors that they chose. So we've got a nice chart on Old Testament festivals and sacred days. But the layout in this, it lays perfectly flat for you. You've got nice print in here. Again, it's the 9.9 font. So you could pause and read that if you'd like. This one is going to be in the Comfort Print. But lots of great questions in this one. We do have two ribbon markers. This is the first one. So this one is going to be a black ribbon. It is just a single satin ribbon. But it is really nice for the Bible to have two ribbons. And then it is long enough to use. So that I also like. But you can see on here how many questions this one has. So this would be a great one for new believers. So we get to the end of the Old Testament. We're going to have a chart from Malachi to Christ. And then we get into the New Testament. We'll have our second ribbon, which this one is in a nice silver color. Again, just single-sided satin. But having the black and silver looks really nice with this Bible. So here we're going to have a nice full-page map. Again, I really like the colors in this one. That blue is just really easy on the eyes. I'm trying to get that ribbon back in place. So really a nice looking map. And you'll have tons of maps throughout here. Then we've got charts. We've got the ministry of Jesus, the last week, the resurrection appearances. Then we've got one on the miracles of Jesus. So the colors in this one are really easy on the eyes. So I like this shade of blue. Then we've got the parables of Jesus. And you can see as we keep flipping through here how many questions there are and all of the different little articles. And I love the way that they've got the colors in the maps. I think those look really nice. And again, they all pertain to the proper section of the Bible for the text, which that I like. Then we get back to the end of the Bible. So we'll get back to the end of Revelation, and then we've got our study helps. So those are the items that are going to be included. So we'll have the table of the weights and measures. We've got prayers from the Bible, which I always like it when they have that. We've got promises of the Bible, perspectives from the Bible. So these are going to be what to read when. So like when you need comfort, when you need assurance of salvation, that sort of thing. So we've got acknowledgments, index, an index to the subjects, and then we will get to the concordance. So this one we're going to have also the index. So this is index to the in-text maps, index to the charts, and then we've got a dictionary concordance. So the print in this is still nice size font, very readable. Words are done in bold. The concordance is going to be 34 pages, so decent size. And then we'll get back to our maps. So on the maps, we're going to have 14 full color maps spread out on 16 pages. We can see that it is on a glossier paper. Again, it does have a nice sewn binding. And then we will just get back to the end of the Bible. But I've always been a big fan of the Quest Study Bible. I've got an old one from the 90s in like a personal size that I've recovered in one of my husband's old shirts. And so this is the layout in this one. So same type of layout, but not with the blue color in there. So I really like the looks of that one. So that is one of the older ones, and then this is another one of the older ones. And then this one does have the blue as well. But I still prefer the newer one. But really a nicely done Bible, excellent for new believers. I would definitely recommend a Quest Study Bible, especially if you've got somebody who's new to the faith and you want to get them a Bible. This would be a great one because the questions are so relevant, and they're not going to feel dumb when they're asking these different questions, because the questions are all in here because a bunch of everyday people ask these same questions. So they will be very relevant. So again, we've got the NIV Quest Study Bible. This one is in the black leather soft. There's the ISBN number. It does retail for $74.99, and this is a very nice leather soft, so really neat. Plus I do really like how we kind of have that art gilding look to it. So very nicely done Bible. I will have links in the description box. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.